Hey, welcome back to the IGL podcast. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm Josie.
And I'm Kyle.
And we are coming to you from the Hollywood Redux studios. And today, in honor... Wow, you see it? Like,
There's
all
a
these
lot happening
fancy
in here.
stuff. This looks
Stuff's
like
happening.
it looks like a GameStop closed or something.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And never
GameStop
reopened.
doesn't have shit that's great.
No,
That's right. They do not,
I know,
man.
I'm teasing.
Not for a second.
It
we
looks-
lost them as a sponsor when I said that.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, last week. When
Damn
I
it,
said,
Kyle. That was the big money. No,
That was we lost all of our GameStop
not that big of a money.
No, it's
probably
fine.
3 years before that.
All
It was
right,
fine
all
that I
right,
said
all
they threw
right,
babies
come
in
In
a
honor-
volcano.
Guys, we got to talk about Star Wars games.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right. I'm
Josie
sorry.
likes Star Wars, and in
Okay.
honor of Solo, a Star Wars story, which I'm glad we're not talking about because I don't know, I have some
Ron
opinions.
Howard? What happened?
But-
Whatever.
I'm stoked.
It gives us a great excuse to talk about Battlefront 2. Maybe you've heard about it. Battlefront 2 on PS4 or Xbox One. It had the big kerfluffle. If
It
you
was
remember.
a massive thing.
It was a kerfluffle.
Scandal.
This is a kerfluffle?
Scandal, kerfluffle,
Say it again? Did you?
massacre. No, it wasn't that bad.
Okay, okay.
Massacre.
But basically, before the game
Like
came out,
GameStop.
there was a huge backlash. There was in against the loot boxes. I guess the loot box controversy. It doesn't have.
I mean,
loot
it was
box
pretty serious. Look,
gate.
I mean,
What's
if,
the name of the
Pay to
controversy?
win?
You know,
Yeah,
Nonsense.
basically. I mean,
Pay to win gate.
if Hungary, if the Supreme Court in Hungary basically weighs in and says like, this is gambling and it's illegal, it's got to be a pretty big deal.
Well, you got to
Sorry.
remember who we're dealing with. This is a game marketed to children. So, but
Right.
maybe if you don't know what we're talking about, Star Wars Battlefront 2, when it came out originally, there were loot boxes. You know, loot boxes work in a couple games. You know, Overwatch is a great example of loot boxes
that's fine.
working well. You have different skins or different. It doesn't
It's
affect
aesthetic.
fundamentally, the core
Correct.
gameplay.
Yeah.
In Battlefront 2, for example, with these star cards that they had, you can increase your rate of fire, you can increase the radius of your grenade,
Yeah.
things that
Unreal.
fundamentally changed
Unreal.
the game and really gave you a leg up if you're paying extra money. And who wants to play a game when that happens?
Exactly.
Right.
Some of us can't like pump hundreds of
can't-
dollars into a
Well,
game.
I can't
just
do
to
that.
get
I
further.
can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of us also can't put 200 hours into a game.
And
like
especially
you
for
just said.
me, like an older nerd, maybe I want to play as Darth Vader. I want to play as Luke Skywalker. I don't want to play as
Yeah.
Rey or something who might be unlocked when the game first opens. But I don't have the 200 hours to play, and I didn't also want to pay $50
After
just
you
Yeah.
already paid $50 to get the game in the first place.
Exactly.
Well,
60 probably.
and we're also talking about like a deluxe edition. Like this was an $80 game, like a $79.99 game
Right.
that you still are having to buy crystals for. You have to buy star cards.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Well, plus, like, there's not necessarily a problem with paying more into a game. Like, if you want to pay $1 for a skin or what have you, that's fine. That's great. Like,
or a
we want to
downloadable
support
experience.
games.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
you want to have an
we
expansion
want to support
or something like that.
developers and keep them making new content.
Sure,
but
except for EA.
you don't want to. Yeah. But you don't want to have a situation where the people that spend the most get the most out of the game.
Correct.
Like the people
Right.
spending $10 every day on stuff are getting
And like
the
Kyle was saying, like
winning
in a game for
packages.
children, they're not the ones paying for these loot boxes at the end of the day.
yeah.
So if they want to bother their mom or dad and say, "Mommy, I want Luke Skywalker,"
Right.
somebody has to pay the bills at the end of the day. So Belgium, I believe it was Belgium. It
was Belgium,
They said
correct, thank you.
Yeah.
that's illegal now.
So
they're
sorry,
outlawing.
Hungary.
Well, you have
Maybe
to write a
it's
letter
also,
to them.
I'm going to write a letter to Hungary.
And
All of them?
his hand's going to be
Sorry.
very
work on
cramped.
his penmanship.
Dear Hungary.
Now, as of
Whoops.
as of the new update,
Where do I send this thing?
2.0 update, all the heroes are unlocked. Like if I
Oh, so they finally...
all
we
the
got 'em.
heroes are well,
We did it.
okay.
Well, not you and me.
The internet wins very few
Josie,
battles.
did you do it?
I guess this would maybe
guess you
count. You,
Sure, I'll
you
take-
won.
I'll take
yeah.
credit.
we all
That's fine.
win and we all did it.
Yeah. We're all winners.
Nice job, guys.
Yo, you guys did it. Honestly, you did.
Great job.
None of
Because
us
you
are
stuck
winning
up,
at
you
Ewok
stuck up
Hunt,
to the
though.
man, and you were like, "That's it. We're not going to deal with that."
I haven't played.
Ewok Hunt is hard as
Yeah, I
shit.
feel like
Yeah.
I feel like Ewok Hunt is what they did though to like kind of appease the people. They're like, we're really sorry.
Sorry.
You can play as an Ewok for a little while.
You're playing against
you and
Ewok.
19
What
of
are
your
But
friends.
you do get converted to an
you?
Ewok when
I haven't
you
seen
die.
that.
Okay, so in Ewok, Ewok what's it called? Ewok Hunt, right?
Yeah,
as it
Ewok
does
Hunt.
in canon.
So in Ewok Hunt, there's 20 players. One of you starts out as an
know what I'm talking
Ewok.
about.
Maybe 19 of you are stormtroopers. And then by
Okay.
setting traps or by doing other various things, if you die as a stormtrooper, you come back as an Ewok.
Because
So it's
I
like
didn't know
changing the
that.
terms,
I've been
almost like
watching
a-
like
plot of-
famous
the
gamers
plot
fail at
of-
this game.
the plot of the Revenge of the Sith coming to fruition here, and
I thought you were going to say the lyrics to Yub Nub.
No, that'd be great. No, that'd be
You know?
great. No, I
well,
don't
no,
know
actually,
them.
but that's actually the funny thing. If you win the mode, it plays Yub Nub, and then it's
Oh,
the Ewok
really?
celebration song. Ichachi
right.
Nub Dub Doggy Doggy Dichi Chatu Friend Wow. The point is,
Did you guys catch
Hold
that?
on a second. What
You
the
don't speak
frick?
Ewok?
No. That's so much. That's
All I
so much
say is
doper.
yum
That's so
yum.
much more dope than like when we make fun of you for saying online when you're standing for like a cup of coffee.
I could speak Hebrew too. You know, it doesn't. I don't know if
Also
that's
great.
as impressive.
Also
This is
great.
intense.
Wow.
I think this
Did
gives
you
us a
guys
great
know
I'm not
do
example.
that?
expecting that at all.
I'm very connected to the Ewok plate. You know,
You speak
I think
Klingon
another.
too? What is
No.
okay?
I think another thing that this gives us a great excuse for is we can really, you know, before the episode wraps up, talk about maybe some of our forgotten gems.
Sure.
You
Or
just
like
to-
a favorite.
to
You
take
know,
a phrase
your
from
retro
you.
homie who likes these old games.
But there's so many Star Wars games back
do
up.
that.
I will start the conversation and say my favorite forgotten Star Wars gem is Star Wars Arcade Trilogy. So if you remember that Star Wars Arcade Trilogy, it was a piloting game. Hopefully we can get like a
Look at
picture
the
of it. so you
Vector,
can see.
the Vector game, the
No,
original, like
the one that
'cause
came out
is my jam.
with the remasters, so you could select any movie that you want to
yes.
play as,
Sure.
and it's all. There was even some lightsaber combat.
I've never even seen this.
It's a dope game. We'll have some gameplay up here for you, obviously.
No, our
Okay, cool.
our very hardworking and good-looking staff is going to happily cut in anything.
they're
to
gonna
decide to
they're
say
gonna
that they're
truck the game in.
Sure, right,
You're
yeah.
gonna play it.
They're gonna be happy to edit all of this.
No, this was
They're not fucking
it was
busy
something I
with
used
their
to play
lives.
at the Nathan's. I mean, now they have Star Wars Battle Pod. You know, if you go to Dave and Buster's, you could play the Battle
who
Pod
doesn't?
Yeah,
that
I've
has
seen
it's
that.
almost like a
There's
There's
360
been like a
immersive.
line every time I've gone to
life
Dave and
is-
Buster's for that.
Yeah.
thing.
Going downhill.
I don't know. Star Wars Battlefront, the
Well, it
first
came out at
one,
the same
was
time.
my
It also-
first Star Wars game. I'm the worst.
Oh,
yeah,
but you're not the
so,
worst. That's
Well, no,
okay.
'cause, like the arcade
okay.
game I was gonna
Yeah,
say came out at the
I
same
know.
time as the Pod Racer.
that's
I
not-
arcade
wore
racer.
out
Remember
my
Pod
VHS
Racer?
tapes. I just didn't play the games.
Pod
I was
Racer arcade.
deprived.
Remember Pod Racer
Now
arcade? You had
this
the-
is Pod Racing.
I just want to talk about Pod Racing.
in an arcade.
What about your favorite old
I
school?
don't mean. Well, I mean, yeah, I got really excited about honestly the very first, because I'm an old person. Remember, I'm 62 years old, so the very first Star Wars game that I ever played was the one that was in the arcades. Was the one that you like? Was the Vector?
Oh, like the Tron game.
Yeah, like the Tron game, and that was like, oh my god, this is Star Wars. I love Star Wars. Having never seen any of the movies, like my dad's holding me up at the arcade while we're waiting for our laundry to finish, and I'm playing this game. I'm like,
How did you
this is what
manage?
Star Wars
How
looks
did you
like.
manage to put down that ball that goes into the cup long enough? to
I
see
know,
Star Wars?
seriously, right? Well, we took the horse-drawn cart, we hitched it to the arcade
That was
machine.
an
and then-
old-timey
no,
joke.
Okay, so no, it's fine.
I
It
think they got
all
it.
tracks really well. The 12-year-olds who are watching this love this.
I've been trying to talk
portion of
about
the show.
Pod Racer 2 for the last like 5 minutes. If you remember,
How'd it go?
Poorly.
Poorly? They'll let you do it right
Nintendo
now.
64 was the home version for Pod Racer, but you remember the arcade version of Pod Racer? Like that was one of the only racing games in an arcade.
So sorry.
Don't touch her. Where you had the throttles, the double throttles. Do you remember that?
I do not remember this, but
If you wanted to turn right, you had to be like,
Oh.
and I do remember certain ones of these machines actually having some movement to them too. Arcades used to be so cool, guys.
They were
Arcades
really
are
great
still
things.
cool.
Are they,
They were
still
so
cool?
They are still cool.
Not.
Oh, I've played a
Where's
lot of
the
Star
cool
Wars
one?
pinball. I have done that.
Oh,
so
that's
I have
dope.
fucking done that.
But really, my favorite Star Wars game is Super Star Wars for the Super Nintendo.
Oh.
It's unbelievably.
You beat the first level? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know. But like, try to get through the sand crawler, you want to like rip your own eyeballs
There's
out.
even some of those like Star Fox kind of levels with like some shooting.
Yes, it's all
space
very. It's
parts.
all the controls are so gummy and unresponsive and bad. It's amazing that I
has
even
that
bothered.
Well, I
spinning-
mean, the
He's
instant
got
you
that
put
spinning
Star
jump.
Wars on it, people are gonna buy it anyway.
Absolutely.
So be like, fuck the
100%.
controls.
Yeah, that's why I played Star
so
Wars Jedi Power Battles on
Yep.
PlayStation. Remember Star Wars Masters of the Terrace Kai on PlayStation
know
1?
that
If you
one.
remember that, the Star Wars fighting game. Well, we're going to talk about this after the. We
We
don't want
can
to waste
do
you
like an
guys' time.
extended episode later.
I'm gonna get Knights
So
of the Old
many
like
good
these
Republic
guys
Star
aren't
Wars games.
working super hard. I just decided.
Or actually,
we're gonna
not
tag
good
on
Star Wars
next
games.
episode.
Jedi Outcast.
Right?
Actually, this whole episode's just going to now end with us naming different games and being like, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey guys, remember Star Wars Bounty Hunter?
Oh, yeah.
that was
Oh,
good.
hey, guys. Republic Commando.
Oh,
Yeah, right?
yeah. Wait, no, she doesn't remember any of them because her first one was
Battlefront. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. So, from
Whatever.
everyone at Hollywood Redux, I want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, you enjoyed Solo Star Wars
sorry.
Story. Hopefully, you enjoyed
Yeah.
our adventures at VRLA.
Their adventures that I didn't go on.
Well, it was, we went from there to the Illuminati
bitter.
meeting, and then it was just super.
Don't cancel the episode. Stop it. No, you guys are members of the Illuminati, and I'm not.
Did you tell him? All right, listen.
My stuff's down here or something. It's right here. K Duncan G on Twitter and Instagram. Hideout Champion on PSN.
I am Josie the Fiend
gonna
on
leave. I'm
Xbox
so
One, on
fucking
Twitch, on all sorts of things. If you want to play
He's
with
really
someone who's
mad.
horrible at video games, get me on your squad.
Just genteel, Justin underscore. Kyle, come back.
Fucking left.
Don't. That dog
Traitor.
didn't do. Oh no.
Whatever.
He doesn't
He's
have.
gone.
To,
We can
he doesn't
talk
have to
about
take
him
it out
now.
on the dog though.
That guy. Shit.
See you guys next time.
I didn't hit a dog.